Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about the vast majority of crypto and finance. With that being said, up that you're all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are out there in the world. So it has been a very exciting last couple of days as we do start to see the meme stocks going absolutely parabolic. Roaring Kitty is back, and we are looking at what happens next. Now, the number one thing that I have always talked about is liquidity. How can liquidity improve? How can retail buying improve? For the longest time, everybody's been saying retail has no money. Retail has no money. Well, guess what? Now we're starting to see the meme stocks waking up in a massive way, which is pumping billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of profits and volume into the stock market. And now we just wait and be patient for the rotation because a lot of people still are not expecting that. But if we go back in time, historically, this is a complete repeat of 2021. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to address it. And we're going to really kind of report on a few things on what we need to really watch for. Now, the overall market in terms of crypto is not doing much. Although, yes, GameStop and AMC and all of them are going, parabolic. Most of the market in the 24-hour span is not doing much. I mean, meme coins, yeah, they're doing good. They're not doing too bad. Top gainers, top losers for the last 24-hour span in the top 500. There is some nice gains across the board. A lot of them meme coins. Some of them, solid projects. But for the most part, outside of just a couple here, we're still seeing just single digit gains here. This is not, Altseason. This is not a massive rally. Even in terms of the all charts, again, a lot of these illiquid projects are not really moving, which means there's not a lot of interest right now on crypto. So we have to be patient here. We have to wait a little bit. Now, how long do we have to wait? It's going to be a month. It's going to be 2 months. No, it's not going to be months. In fact, it's probably going to just be a couple days or possibly even just next week. If we look at the space, it's going to lag a little bit behind. But regardless, mainstream media is already starting. GameStop stock surge continues, punishing short sellers. This is Fox Business. Over here, AMC, BlackBerry shares surge along with GameStop. Here's why meme stocks are back. CBS News. The New York Times, revival of meme stocks, MANIA, continues for GameStop and AMC. And then guess what? The nail in the coffin. The confirmation that these will continue even higher. Jim Cramer himself warns against meme stock mania, says to sell GameStop and AMC, and this was today at about roughly 7 p.m. Futures right now in terms of GameStop up about roughly 50, up about 1.95, only a 4% gain, sitting at about roughly $50.70. I am expecting this to probably pull back a little bit. It's been a very volatile ride. Even if we go and look at the stock, which we will talk about here in a second, it is going crazy. So we'll talk about that. We'll address it. Let's go over to my Twitter from the other day. So this is actually from the 13th. I said mainstream media is going big on covering the meme stock mania. This is only going to heat up more and more. Don't overlook how big of a gateway this is going to be for the retail crowd to flood into crypto too. And yes, this is a welcome mat essentially for retail to come over into crypto as well and make a ton of money, which we will cover and talk about. Over here we have from Wall Street Bets. Retail needs their fiat gains. Then we rotate into crypto. 100%. Guys, the same exact thing happened in 2021. I said over here, Roaring Kitty, mainstream media, and now Andrew Tate pushing GameStop stock. Go back to 2021 and look what happened to the entire crypto market after GME ran heavy. If we go over here to GameStop stock, this is what the overall chart looks like on the weekly. It's absolutely insane. Guys, this stock was up roughly to the top of this candle about 571% in the last 3 weeks alone. Absolutely wild. Insane to say the least. Hit about roughly $65 per share. It's pretty much midline resistance here. And I do think that this is probably going to top out very soon. I would say probably over the course of the next couple of days, it will most likely top out. This did hit roughly $120 back in 2021. We don't know how high it's going to go. I mean, listen, are we expecting this thing to top out anytime soon? Like I said, I would be expecting it, but anything can happen. I wouldn't mind seeing a retest of this all-time high though, if I'm being honest with you guys. But that's not the focus. The focus is why this is going to full send the entire crypto market. Why the entire crypto market is about to absolutely go parabolic and explode new highs. And let's go back in time. So if we look at 2021, where are we at right now in terms of this cycle? Where are we at right now in terms of the entire crypto market cap? Well, I personally look at it as we are pretty much here. The difference here, though, in terms of 2021, is that back in 2021, we were already at new all-time highs. In fact, going off of the all-time high from 2017, 2018, this thing already did about roughly a 51% gain above the all-time high. Just for reference, on the recent wick to the upside, we were roughly about 10, almost 11% away from a new all-time high on the total crypto market cap. But regardless, it doesn't matter, right? This is going to be a little bit different in terms of like this cycle, because the cycle is not going to repeat to a T. But I do think that in terms of where we're at right now, I think that we're right around this range here, because we're looking at this. We've been ranging for a little bit of time. If we go back to this time frame here, we were kind of ranging a little bit. Sorry, let me show you guys. So we're kind of just ranging here a little bit. It wasn't this long though. It was about roughly 5 weeks or so of ranging, and then we just went parabolic. And this was actually roughly a 277% gain. So the overall market did roughly a 2.7, almost a 2.8x. If we are looking at where we are going from right now, and I'm going off the bottom range, just like over here, I'm expecting possibly roughly around like 192%. Even if we only go to $5 trillion, it's roughly 142.5%. I would be fine with that. But anywhere between $5 to $7 trillion, I personally believe that we're topped out in terms of crypto. And a lot of people will argue like, no way, we're going much higher. We're going to 10 trillion. We're going here. That's okay. It doesn't matter, right? The only thing that we're really kind of looking at is de-risking. We need to make sure that we are taking profits. We need to make sure that we are de-risking our investments. Always keep a moon bag on the sidelines, regardless of where we go. But I do believe that I'm going to be de-risking as soon as we get into these areas up here, and taking some significant profits off the table to make sure that I'm paying myself for the time that I spent in this market. So without, saying further in terms of charts or anything like that, let's go over here to what I have been talking about. So sit over here. Are you paying attention? I still believe that we topped before the end of the year. GME pumped and topped in January of 2021. 3 months later, a significant percentage of the market already topped. Some of the markets still ran into September, into November. Market tops within 6 months. Now, I've always been talking to you guys about when we top. In fact, I don't know if I can find it because I know that it was a little bit older of a post, and I have been reposting and posting quite a bit. But what I was mainly talking about was just addressing where we top in terms of the market. I was mainly talking about how, hey, I do think that we are going to be topping sometime around either November of this year or something similar. The reason why is also going back to elections, right? We know that elections are coming up. November is going to be the cutoff for this. And this is when we really kind of look at a few things. Already, we've been hearing about the super cycle if Trump wins, and how Trump is going to full send the markets, and how the markets are going to continue all the way into 2025, and 2026 is going to be huge. And everyone's been following the liquidity cycle. But the problem is that this is going to be a trap. This is going to be a trap to make you guys hold your bags all through the cycle and pretty much get trapped in bag holding. Do not do that. Again, this is a perfect narrative that is going to trap a lot of people. And this is why I say like we're going to pump into elections. And it's going to be one of those things like we're going to pump into elections. People are going to say, no way the market's topped out. No way, we're going much, much higher. But I do think that that is when we will be top. So I'm definitely going to gauge in terms of what market sentiment is telling us. I do wish that I had those posts already open, but I've always been talking about how we top before the end of the year. And a lot of people have been saying like, there's no way that we top before the end of the year. We're going to continue into 2025, 2026. But it's hard to say that we will, especially right now with what's happening. This is a clear sign that I do think that we are going to top very early on. I would be expecting sometime around the fall timeframe is where we top out on. Now, a lot of people will say like, oh, well, the GameStop stock went crazy back in January. We're going crazy in May. Does that mean that we kind of push the envelope a little bit more and more? It's questionable, but the thing that I'm really looking at is sometime around the fall timeframe still for a major top of the market, because you got to remember most of the altcoin market back in 2021 was already topped around roughly April into May. XRP is a perfect example of that. Dogecoin's a perfect example of that. ADA, I believe, actually topped around April or May. I might be wrong on that. Don't quote me, but we could check it out real quick. So, yeah, I mean, this one topped in September, but the initial top was in May. It ran up a little bit more, but a lot of altcoins and a lot of meme coins did top back in April and May. I can show you guys that. So here's the top. This was May of 2021. After that, it just continued to sell off. So that's what I'm watching for. I'm watching for a top within a few months. Again, you don't have to sell the exact top. Is it great to sell the exact top? Yeah, but 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to do so. But outside of that, right, we also have over here, we have history is repeating itself. GameStop stock might just be the thing that sets off the retail cycle for crypto this time around. We live in a simulation. And it is very interesting, right? Because we've been following a few things like the Treasury printing money at the end of this month. The Treasury is going to be printing a ton of money at the end of this month into June. That is going for their buyback. It's the bond buyback that they're launching. That's a big one. We are also bailing out Japan. That's another big one. It's all around liquidity. They are going to mass print more money, which is only going to send this market even higher. We've been following the M2 supply. We've been following what the Fed is trying to do. Overall, this market has a perfect setup for a much higher move to the upside. Now, also, as we do look at altcoins, right? Altcoins are ready. One of the biggest movers so far has been meme coins, and it's clear on this chart. And I said, now we wait for everything else to catch up to meme coins. And here we have this chart. So we have RWAs, meme coins, AI, DeFi, DePIN, layer 1, GameFi, and layer 2. Now, as you guys do see that dark blue line, that is meme coins. Look at the rest of the market. Guys, most of the market hasn't moved much. It topped back in the middle of May, or sorry, the middle of March. And most of the market has just kind of stayed stagnant for the most part. There hasn't been a ton of gains. Even if we go to the top gainers and losers, let's go to the last 30 days. And here you could actually see most of the gains are coming from meme coins. Even if we go to the all chart, look at all of these illiquid meme coins and just trash garbage. Like all of this is garbage moving. And this is why I say like we have to wait patiently for the major rotation to happen. I do believe that the next move in this market is going to take all of these other categories with it, which is RWAs, AI, DFIN, DeFi, sorry, DePIN, layer 1s, GameFi, and layer 2s. So definitely prepare for the next big move. And I do think that we can utilize the term buckle up because, yeah, it's going to get very exciting very fast. Now, we also have to make sure that we are in the right mindset, make sure that we are paying ourselves and taking profits. Do not get trapped bag holding. You're going to hear things like, oh, we're in a utility cycle, or oh, institutions are here, they're buying up all the bags, or this, that, whatever. It's all to get you to be trapped in your bags. You are going to become exit liquidity if you are not taking profits. Make sure to take profits or else the market will. Now, also over here, big shout out to Bobby A. We have throughout its history, every time Bitcoin left its previous cycle, all-time highs for good, an alt season ensued. And here we have 2017 Bitcoin versus Bitcoin dominance. This was alt season. This was April 2017. We are here. Basically, this is on that last major move to the bottom before a big break to the upside. And even if we go over here, actually, let me go back to the main chart. Let's go back to Bitcoin dominance. Let's look at where we are at right now. This is what's happening. So I have this uptrend outlined where it's either we're going to continue to bounce here to this upside of roughly like 58%, and then we break down. This is why I outlined this down here. This is like a nice little drawing of where we're at, what we're doing. We're just kind of chopping in this nice, uptrend. And during this time, like, yeah, there's going to be altcoins that move and stuff like that. But we're waiting for this because that's when the altcoin mania really begins. Now, I have two red rectangles on the chart. And what are these rectangles? Well, if we go up here, this is where Bitcoin dominance was the weakest. This is where we would be expecting a rejection on a Bitcoin dominance this time around in terms of 2020, because back in 2019, this is when we rejected all the way into like the September 2020 timeframe. And then all of a sudden in December, we topped again, and then we completely sold off in terms of the Bitcoin dominance chart. And this is what led to Altseason. Now, this time around, we're kind of chopping into an uptrend. and we're just waiting for this to weaken. We're waiting for this to have that major sell off. Now, I'm looking at a possible tap of roughly like 57% to about roughly 60%. Anywhere within that range is where we really look for a major sell off on this chart. That will lead to alt season, and that's what we're waiting for. Now, down here, we have 2020 Bitcoin versus Bitcoin dominance. Again, we are here waiting for that big impulsive move to the upside while Bitcoin dominance breaks down. And even in 2024, this is what it looks like, right? We are here. We're waiting for Bitcoin to run to like the mid 100K region while Bitcoin dominance breaks down heavily. Should happen around the end of May into June. Definitely going to be an exciting time ahead. And here we also have, just as interesting, is the correlation with total 2. And this is 2020 Bitcoin versus total 2. Again, we are here is outlined on both of these charts. You can see it December 14th of 2020. And then also we have 2024 Bitcoin versus total 2 as well. And this is what it looks like. So yeah, I do think that we are about to have a full send in the market. Is it guaranteed? No, but I do believe that we are about to have a massive move. And I think that things happening around Wall Street with these meme stocks and things like that, it's a very, very big telltale sign of what's to come. And I also think that, this is going to improve liquidity greatly, especially around retail getting their major gains that could rotate into crypto. It's not guaranteed to rotate into crypto, but I do believe that it will, especially with how much hype there is around crypto right now. The same exact thing happened back in 2021. So let's see what happens. In my opinion, regardless of if this money flows back into crypto or not, I do think that all eyes are on crypto regardless, because we are still just waiting for that big move to the upside. We have been ranging. The pressure has been brewing for a while, and now we're just waiting for it to blow. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on for more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.